What are these two skewer-like things? Found in a box while moving. About 12 inches long, plated metal, the rings are angled and sharpened on one side, as if to cut or gouge while rotating. Just found them in a box of random items in the garage. Could be a decade old, I imagine. Sturdy metal skewer with plated finish. No writing on them. Nothing comes up in a search so far. Any ideas? They are vegetable spiral cutters. Cut vegetables into spiral pieces such as potatoes, carrots, and cucumbers. Make your dish not only delicious in taste, but also charming in creative shape. Comes with a detachable non-slip handle. What is this pink rubbery thing stuck to my apartment shower wall? It has the letters DV on it and has a 1.25 inches diameter. The leasing manager here didn't know what it was and couldn't get it off. What is it? It's a magnetic razor holder from a company called Athena Club, and it's mounted upside down, so the logo is facing the wrong way. Does anyone know what this half metal half plastic tube might be? Guessing the metal is aluminum. The plastic part can move around, hollow on the inside though now filled with dirt. The place used to be a larger NATO training area till the mid-1990s, but might also be something unrelated to that. That's a bit damaged and dented, but looks like most of it kept its shape. The plastic part is hard plastic and just slightly translucent white. It can move up and down and rotate all the way around. What is it? It may be the rocket from a parachute flare from the Cold War. There was a magnesium cylinder and a small parachute on top of the aluminum cylinder. The plastic part is just a hand slider. These are held by the plastic part and slammed down on a hard surface to activate the primer that shoots the flare. What is this wooden spiral with a crank that fits in a wooden pipe? The wooden container is about 27 centimeters in length with a diameter of 15 centimeters. It is totally round except for one side that is flat. It also has a hole in the side with a diameter of 6 centimeters. The wooden spiral fits perfectly inside the container. The spiral becomes narrower the further down you go. It also has a crank to ease turning it. The spiral ends with a flat part that covers the hole at the end of the container. My leading theory is that it's meant to juice apples or other fruits. Found in Denmark. What is it? It's a potato grinder from the 1910s. I'm just guessing for a potato pancake of some sort, like blini, latka, etc. Every European culture has its version of this food, or to make potato flour or to make alcohol like schnapps, which is very Danish. What are these yellow tags repeatedly found on clothing? 5 identical yellow tags on my clothing over the span of 8 months. I found one in my backpack, in its own zipped pocket, then found another on a shirt a couple of months later. They are not adhesive, but will stick to fabric like Velcro would. Each of them says 709 BQ34. Any ideas? I worked on the Norwegian cruise line. These are cruise laundry stickers. Whenever we get laundry done on the ship, those are the exact yellow tags put on the clothing being washed for us and the guests. The numbers must be your stateroom number. I've only ever seen them on the laundry on a cruise line, not a hotel or dry cleaning services. What are these unusual road patterns in the middle of some farmland? In the east of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, as seen from a plane. Each bubble contained a dark object I couldn't quite make out. Nothing else around them except loads of farmland. Didn't appear close to any towns or forests or anything. Didn't see any vehicles going to or from. Just curious about what the objects are and what the whole thing is for. I've worked on drilling rigs for over 20 years. These are not really rigs, but the site that is left after a well is drilled. It would get super expensive to leave a drilling rig at every site. A modern drilling rig can cost upwards of $25 million. These are used in some way on a farm, about 2 feet long with a rubber middle part and steel ends. One end has a hook, no writing is visible on them. Found these in a shed and used I believe through the 1970s and 1980s. Any ideas? These are silage bag wire sealers. A length of wire with a small loop on both ends is used, wrap around the top of a bag or overlapping concrete rebar. Put both loops in the hook and pull to twist the wire tight. My grandpa on our farm used to grow and sell potatoes, and this was used to close the 50 pounds paper bags. What is this aluminum piece found in a hotel restroom? Around 1 inch by 0.75 inch. The small silver part in the corner is a magnet, found on the floor of a hotel bathroom that I've been staying in for a week, but just noticed it today. Any ideas? This is an SSD access door from a Microsoft Surface. Only the newer models have this door. My Pro 6 did not, unfortunately. I thought this was a bag of tent stakes, but it's 8 half-cylinder plastic pieces that don't seem to go together. The pieces were in a completely sewn-shut camouflage bag. I had to cut the seams at the top to open it. They are so made of plastic from Night and Hail in Cadiz, Kentucky. 2 pieces are a couple of inches shorter than the rest, and 1 piece is thinner and longer than the others. What is it for? It's a rattle bag for deer hunting. You rattle them to mimic the sounds of deer antlers clashing, making it sound like 2 males are fighting. The theory is this might bring in more deer, either females looking to investigate, but more likely other males in the area who will show up for a showdown. What is this strange sight in a town near where I live, surrounded by large metallic towers, interconnected by cables at different heights? It's a plot of land completely fenced around, but with an utterly abandoned look inside, with a fair amount of brush. The towers are only on the perimeter, and they are not apparently connected to anything electrical. The plot is in a commercial and service area, nothing industrial. I have no idea what this place could be. It's a deserted golf driving range. Those wires held up nets to keep balls from being hit outside of the property. What is this flat wooden box about 3 inches across with plastic tabs that can each click up or down like a switch? Had this in the family for years. I assumed it was maybe Chinese. I think perhaps it's some kind of puzzle box where you have to get the switches in the right order. I've never seen one of these anywhere else though, so I'd love to know what it actually is called and where it comes from. It's a Shibayama whist marker from the 19th century. It is used for keeping track of scores in the card game whist. At the end of the 19th century, there was a growing passion for Japanese art, especially in England. This was the Meiji era in Japan from 1868 to 1912, and Japanese artwork export drastically increased during this period. Whist markers were not the exception. What is this metal cylinder painted red and white, with 1 pointy and 1 flat end, floating in the North Pacific Ocean, found between Palawan and Phatic Islands in Micronesia? On each end it's written 808, and on its side it's written something like Psi 9808. Both its front and back have some sort of handles, and on the flat end, there seems to be a couple of rubber rings attached to said handles. The length of the whole thing is probably around 3 to 4 meters. What is it? That's a fish aggregating device, a floating object designed and strategically placed to attract pelagic fish. They usually consist of buoys or floats tethered to the ocean floor with concrete blocks. They attract fish for numerous reasons that vary by species. What is this cast iron disc with round indentions, around 4 inches in diameter? At first glance we thought maybe it was a mold of some sort. Except there is no way to hold 2 discs together or pour anything in. It has been suggested these are some sort of aid for moving heavy objects by putting ball bearings of sorts in the indentations. The other side of the artifact does have a slight edge. Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.